Hello and welcome to this channel where I talk about trading in the crypto market. I am going to show you guys how I enter these trades, what I look for before entering the trades, and most importantly, some of the rules that I never break. Welcome back, and today we are going to be talking again about just a quick little update on what I think is going to happen within BTC, and so far it looks like what I have predicted is happening. So as you guys can see, price is coming down. It tapped into this demand zone, which I said was a possibility. Came up, actually no, came up like right to there. And like I said before, if you remember the markings on my previous video, it is going to be a really range way of trading, but I do feel though it's gonna come down. It may take a lot longer than I expect. Who knows? Another possibility would be that price maybe will come out and break first before coming down. But I'm telling you guys that I am actually expecting a big dip and a big rejection to happen coming soon. From here, I told you guys this would be the more ideal entry point only because it was a more refined zone from these big selling points here, and with this selling point here as well. Those are two demand zones which, because they are in of each other, I would suggest entering in the second one while putting a stop loss on the lower bottom of the box. So from here, I just wanted to point out that I did not enter this trade only because I felt as though it was pretty risky in comparison to the one in the bottom, which is something I will be entering if price does hit that position, because at the end of the day, it's not easy to just keep predicting. I do my best so that it would higher the chances of profitability within myself, right? So with that being said, I did not enter this trade, but I do plan to enter the one in the bottom with a stop loss right under. Let me move this here so you guys can see. This is I've put an order in for this trade here. For me, this trade personally was too much of a risk, and I can show you guys the fear and greed ratio again, but it's just the same as it always has been. It's always been 68, which still proves that we are running on that very greedy retail trade mindset. So just based on that, I think it already speak volumes in the fact where we need to watch out for the big capital holders, because they are the ones that actually control the market on a bigger time frame. On a larger scale, they're the ones that control the market. Up, down, they choose where they want to go. And of course, if they see majority of the players, or not players, but majority of, say, investors are riding it, the bull run, they would want to at least drop it a little bit and make, because just from a small drop of 10% with their investment of hundreds and thousands of, even maybe millions of dollars, it will probably carry the whole thing coming down. They make their profit, it creates another demand zone, and during that demand zone, maybe it'll take, of course, a longer time, but they're going to come down, mitigate that demand zone because they're still in their positions, and that's how they make their money. I mean, looking at ETH as well, it's almost the same situation, although it just did not come down as much as we would have hoped. But as you can actually compare both of them, BTC is a more rather extravagant move of price compared to ETH at the moment. ETH is playing very, very slow in comparison to these last few candles. And so same thing with ETH here. Oh, apologies for this. This is a demand zone. Yeah, that's a demand zone right there. So same middle of the rise, there's a demand zone, and the same thing down here. But the only difference is I see two possible positions, which I think some of you might be asking, how will I attack a trade like this. It's always a 1.5 ratio. And I feel just because this one has a more chance of feeling through, that would mean I would lessen my leverage on the rather and just be on the rather safer side. Because at the end of the day, it's more than just trying to take a profit. It's always to balance out your risk management. Having good risk management is one of the best qualities you can have as a day trader, or not even day trading, even in swing trading. As for Solana, so yeah, I mean it's very unpredictable as well at the moment, because as you can see, this lower low here did not break the lower low on the previous trend, which does not show much signs of bearishness. So Solana is looking a little bit bullish, although at the same time, let me get rid of this so you guys can see. At the same time, BTC has the upper hand when talking on the market. BTC seems to be having a sort of decently sized pump at the moment. This is what? Oh wow, that's big. That's big. That's almost like a what? 6-7% increase. If any of you guys, let me know if you guys enter these trades, because I would have suggested you to enter with a very tight stop loss anyway. So I'm pretty sure I did mention it in my previous video, but just so you guys know for the future, I'm never gonna tell you guys to enter a trade, but by these demand zones, just know that I always expect price to have some sort of filling up, because there's a lot of unmitigated price of either a huge sell or a huge buy during those areas. So the big institutions will always want to fill them back up, which is why marking down my supply and demand zones really do help me out with my entry points. But on my rather daily TA, I do like to use the basis of understanding the minds of the institutions, because personally, just the fact that they hold the most capital in the market and how they can make a big change in the snap of a finger, it just surprises me and it shocks me. So I think that I have been profitable trading like this, and it is the bias that I follow. It's almost the SMC way, aside from maybe the other nits and bits that I don't do, like the Wyckoff. Although, not gonna lie, there are certain ways I know people that trade very profitable with Wyckoff and things like that, which is something I'm definitely going to be looking into and how I can implement it within my own. But the main base of how I trade will never change, only because personally, maybe some of you guys don't understand the way I trade, but for me, I have found it to be profitable, and my risk to reward, my risk management has been off the charts. So if you guys can sort of just, I think the best way also to learn is to just watch and just try to understand it in your own way and fabricate something out of it, because you can't always just straight up copy, because there's always these small mindset moves that I do that maybe you guys might not be able to understand. And just to show you guys here as well, right here there was a supply zone, and right now we're talking about ADA. Wait, give me 1 sec, let me just remove all this shit here so you guys can see. Yeah, so there was a supply zone here which got perfectly tapped, and of course I would have marked this down, which, see right there is a fail. You would have gotten stopped out right there, see? Now, but the thing is, at the same time, these are both demand zones. So it's just the same situation like with the one on BTC, where there was two, and the first one already got tapped and bounced, but the second one did not, which one I was supposed to enter. So at the same time, if I did the same thing with these, I would have gotten a better trade than those that went up here, because they would have been stopped out. Unless, of course, you have that big of a stop loss, which is just outrageous on such risky trades. But no, I do not trade ADA. ADA is just a way for me to show you guys my own TA on altcoins. Although when it comes to altcoins, I do like to trade more riskier ones on these. But recently, I've been trying to focus on YouTube and my other work, so I do not have that much time. But I do still enter swings, which I place orders on. So yeah, this is gonna end today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, boys.